Welcome Aquarius to your July reading for 2019. My name is Debbie Dubois. I want to welcome you to my channel. Very excited to get an opportunity to read your energy for the coming month. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by shuffling these cards here. I'm using the Intuit Oracle deck by Aria, and it's a little bit like Lenormand cards where you read them in pairs. But what I like about it is that it's not real fixed in terms of what certain cards mean paired together and things like that. So I use it. They're really my permission slips in order to tune into information that I'm getting from source. So I'm going to give the cards a little bit of a shuffle beforehand. And while I'm doing that, I want to let you know that I am going to be in Niagara Falls with Marla Kelly on September 27th, 28th, and 29th for a Twin Flame and Ascension workshop. This is Niagara Falls. Marla Kelly is hosting this workshop, and she's invited me to be a facilitator. And with me will be Kalina Malnar, who some of you might know. Her and I did a radio show together. She was very instrumental at one point in some of the shifts and changes I made on my catalytic heart awakening path. And also the two people that are going to be there that I absolutely adore is Rob and Angie from Twin Astrology. So if you feel called and you've been wanting to come to a Twin Flame workshop, we would love to have you. There's information below on how you can get your tickets. Okay, so I think I'll just give this one more shuffle and let's find out what the overall energies are for Aquarius. All right, so let's look at the overall energies for Aquarius. The first card I'm pulling is the bear. Interesting. Mama bear. It's so funny. My mom is an Aquarius. Mama bear, this is you. All right, hang on. We've got child. And we've got a diamond ring. Okay, interesting. Let's take a look at these energies. These are overall energies. Okay, Aquarius, you are in your creativity again. You are feeling that brand new feeling of creativity. Something's inspiring you. Something is, and I want to say you're drawing to you some resources that you need in order to move forward in something that you want to accomplish. It's funny because I am thinking a little bit of you, Mom, in terms of, you know, the leader, the boss. This whole brand new beginnings thing that is you leading. This is the Aquarius is leading through their creativity to create the next level. I want to say that the diamond ring in this particular case, while it can relate to your relationships, your union, your connection, if you're twin flames or whatever, it can relate to that. So I'm going to leave that totally open. I am going to see it, however, as just taking the next level in this particular spread with these three cards into your childlike qualities, okay? This carefree and brand new experience that you're having, you're taking it to the next level. And it has to do with things that you're trying to create, things that you're trying to lead with. All right, so let's start with that. We're going to take that as the beginning of our reading. I'm going to move these cards up here so that we keep them, you know, so that you can see what they are. And I'm going to spread the rest of the cards over here so that I can go ahead and we're going to pull cards. Let's see where this takes us. All right, because the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at your love relationship. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, well, we have the lighthouse. Danger, but that can mean other things, so don't panic. All right, hang on. So we have a lighthouse, which is a little bit of a warning. Well, what do we have a warning about? The Phoenix. Okay, that's the catalytic heart awakening. That's the twin flame card. That's the ascension process card. And it's so funny, I've got another head of the pack. I've gotten the head of the pack for quite a few readings this month for the Zodiacs. Okay, so love relationship, right? Catalytic heart awakening. That is definitely a term I was given 4 or 5 years ago about twin flames. That it didn't really matter whether or not you're an official twin flame, one being soul split into two pieces. You actually, it is about the awakening into your higher self. And that connection is that catalyst that does that. So this relationship that you're talking about or you're thinking about or you're dealing with is definitely that catalytic heart awakening kind of energy. And it's interesting because right next to that is the lighthouse. We're pairing it with the lighthouse right now. And it is giving us a little bit of a danger sign, right? Be aware, be aware. So what is it that you need to be aware of in this process? Well, I always like to say, use tact and diplomacy, right? That is the word that jump out. The obstacle that could be there is if you don't use tact and diplomacy, you could find yourself in some trouble having to do with this relationship. But let's see what else I'm getting here. Okay, the Phoenix is about transformation. It can be about catalytic heart awakening, but it's also about, renewal. So sometimes it's funny. I like to think of the lighthouse. It's not just a warning sign like, oh, did you know that if you keep going, you're going to hit land? It can also be, hey, you're way out there in the ocean and I'm showing you the way. Okay? So we can take a look at the lighthouse in almost two ways. It's like become aware of something, become aware maybe of some of the transformation that's taking place right now. Because the other card that it's paired with here is the head of the pack, which is a very successful energy card. It's one again, it's a leader card like the bear, it's the leader card, but it is completion, it is successful completion, it is finishing first. So, you're actually maybe in this again to win. You're in this again for that transformation. And you could actually be putting in some energy into this catalytic heart awakening this month. Okay, so let's put these cards over here. Now we're going to take a look at creative expression. I'm going to pull some cards here for creative expression. The first card is the scythe. Oh, wow. The second card is birds. And the third card is falcon. Okay. So the primary energy is in communication. Now this has to do with your creative expression. So you will be having texts, phone calls, discussions, collaborations along a project or whatever it is you're trying to create from a creative expression standpoint. I find it really interesting is that the scythe is about harvesting, okay? Harvesting, liberating, releasing, and a lot of times it comes as a surprise. So it's funny, like you can look at this card and if you want to think from a negative standpoint, it's like a sudden accident or a sudden cut or whatever. In this particular case, I'm not feeling that at all. I'm thinking harvest. I'm thinking it's time to harvest, right? It's harvesting the good stuff, the stuff that you've been working on. This is going to bring a great deal of liberation to you. And this is going to take place through communicating with those people that can make this possible and make this happen. Through, talking, negotiating different ways to do it. And accompanying that energy is the higher self. So you've got the higher self there. Now, some of you, it's interesting, some of you I'm picking up on your communication and your chatter may actually be with your divine partner. Okay, could be. And that's the representation of the higher self. The higher self is present when both pieces of the puzzle are engaged. And maybe this person is instrumental in this project, getting this off the ground. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else. The falcon brings with it a tremendous amount of focus. So whatever it is you're looking to harvest, I think it's on its way. And I'm going to pair these over here with the relationship because I feel very strongly that this does have something to do with relationships, mostly because I'm seeing the birds and I'm seeing that communication, that talking, the debating, the phoning, the texting. So influential people, whether that be someone that you're in a romantic relationship with it or others, are working to help this happen. Okay, so now we're going to tune into what does your higher self have to say for you, to you, about this coming month. We got a trophy. That's a good thing, we hope. We got another child card. Very interesting. We got the girl child and the boy child. Wow, all right. And we have the letter. Okay. Where have I seen something with communication? Well, we've seen the texts and the phone calls and the discussions and the debates, and now we've got actually a letter. It's very interesting. Okay, so once again, you're almost getting the double whammy from Source, basically telling you, listen, whatever it is you're doing right now, it is all about creativity. It is all about the carefree. These two cards in this deck now, Aria, in developing the Intuit Oracle, which is just about ready. It's actually been delivered to the warehouse. You can actually get a hold of these cards now. You can order them and have them delivered pretty quickly as opposed to before they were pre-order. But anyways, she's made some adjustments to the new deck. But in this particular reading, which is what we're focused on, both child, the masculine and the feminine child, are carrying the same words. It's about innocence. It's about creativity. It's about spontaneity. It's about brand new things. It's about, a carefree feeling. So this is a double showing up of that feminine, masculine energy in, I want to say balance, because we're talking about, we've got the Phoenix energy over here, complete renewal. There's that balance. Your higher self is trying to give you a message with that double card. The double card too that you're getting here is, where is the mom energy? Not the mom energy. We've got the boss and the leader. Okay, so you've got in the head of the pack, you've got the leader and you've got the leader over here. So in one sense, you are the leader, and on the other sense, you're the child. So you've got the wisdom of the leader and the one that is heading things up with the innocence of the child, which takes you back to your roots of, I want to say before you were programmed into what you thought you should become. Whatever's happening right now in this particular month is sort of returning you back to those roots. It is a victory card, and isn't this interesting? If you want to go directly across, we have the success card over here offering up first place, right? First place, and you got a trophy card here, which is about receiving an award, recognition. Maybe you finally have some recognition coming for some of the things that you're doing. And that might even be formally through a letter. It could be formal communications. You might actually be in the process of using formal communications to make things happen. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pull an Ascended Master card, and we're going to go ahead and tie all this together and see if there's any further information for you, Aquarius, for the month of July. All right, so let's just see what happens. Oh, well, we had a card flip already. Freedom. Oh my gosh. And I totally understand what this means. I love Freedom card is absolutely one of my favorite cards in the deck. And I will just come right out and say that the Freedom card in the Ascension process is actually getting to a place where you feel free to be your authentic self. Okay? So Hina is our Freedom card, and this whole thing is literally about freeing yourself up, freeing the inner child. Look at this as we pair these cards up. We have not only did the two child cards appear, they appear right above and below each other with the feminine and masculine. To me, that says a certain level of complete renewal. In other words, coming into full balance. Whether that means that you're experiencing union with that person, if you have someone that you're in sacred partnership with, or if it just means that you're coming into complete renewal of your own energies, sitting right there, that brings an incredible amount of freedom because you don't feel like you're missing anything. You don't feel like you're missing out. You're not struggling to find characteristics and qualities that you don't have. Either you're bringing them to you in an externalized relationship or you got them going on inside of you. The one warning that we do have in the reading is just be careful to use tact and diplomacy. And if you see an obstacle coming, you might want to just take a detour around it. You might not want to engage with that. If you see it coming, why would you want to do that? You have the freedom, is what I'm hearing. You have the freedom to just not engage. You can just go around it and say, nah, I don't need to deal with that right now. This overall energy is leveling up. You know, the diamond ring in this situation is definitely the freedom that comes along with leveling up, with going to the next level. Does it mean that you might actually be, especially since I'm seeing this masculine and feminine child energy balance right above and below, there might actually be some kind of proposed union of some kind, taking things to the next level in your relationship. You're filled definitely with, you know, a sudden harvest, like, yes, here it comes. I'm getting, you know, what I didn't even expect. Here it is. And the victory. We've got the victory and the head of the pack. Yeah, just can't, you know, beat that. That is, you know, you've put in, gosh, you've put in that will to win, you've persisted, and now it looks like you're actually going to be able to create what you were looking to create and have a victorious outcome. That could involve harvesting of financial rewards. It could be just finding some liberation and freedom within a situation that you didn't have before. What I really like to see here is the higher self falcon. So there's going to be a tremendous focus on the higher self through this month of July. You're going to be in a higher purpose. You're going to maybe be a little bit more inspired than you've been for a while. And that's always a really good thing. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like what you saw in this reading or you really resonate with it, first of all, I'd love to have any comments that you have below. I always try to answer that. If you like this, go ahead and please give it the thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you might want to consider doing that. If you really resonate with this and would like to see, I do a weekly reading every Sunday. Pretty much every Sunday, I turn out a weekly reading, which is primarily love relationship based. And I also, I do these Zodiac readings once a month. And I've got some other surprises coming. It's always related with relationships, partnerships, sacred union, twin flames, ascension, creative expression, and coming into your highest purpose. If those are topics you're interested in, you might want to press the bell as a subscriber so that you don't miss a thing. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, namaste.